Hello, Internet. Today I was thinking about this stage in life from between, 18 to 30 or, late 20s, whenever, where we go through a lot of change and self-discovery and we have a lot of experiences. And particularly, I want to talk about how during this stage, we often will grieve or feel sadness towards the loss of our childhood self, and how I've dealt with that, and maybe how you could deal with it, or if any of this resonates with you, listen. Yeah. So I wrote some paragraphs on this, and then I just wanted to talk off the top afterwards. Okay. Emerging adulthood. The age of around 18 to 27 is marked with uncertainty, mistakes, and short-term decision making. This is a time for self-discovery and radical change. We learn the most from direct experience, and at this age, we are hungry to experience as much as possible. For me, this time in my life has included periodic moments of mourning. Once every couple of months, I will be overwhelmed with tears thinking about childhood memories and how little time I spend with my family now that I live across the country. This is a cathartic and meaningful experience and helps me with the pain of growing up. If you also feel this way, I encourage you to let these emotions rise and fall. It's the only thing that resolves them. I think it's easy for us who experience this sadness to wish we could be a child again. We're overwhelmed with responsibility and just how boring the day-to-day can become. I realized adopting this mindset only leads to more sadness. It lacks appreciation of all that you have experienced and closes you off to the possibility that you can experience these emotions again. While you may never be as ignorant as you were as a child, I found there is always an innocence to be found, no matter your age. I think we, especially men in society, mask our innocence out of fear of appearing weak or immature. We feel that grown-ups need to be serious and need to have all the answers. This is a rather ignorant take. If you struggle to find your own innocence, I challenge you to spend some time with children. I was fortunate enough to take care of my 3-year-old nephew for a couple of days this past month and was amazed at how much he opened me up in just a couple days. At first, I half-heartedly played with him, as an adult would, and noticed how disinterested he was. I realized I need to let go of grown-up Isaac for the day, and when I did, he loved it. We used our imagination, we played with toys, we had as much fun as we could think of. In the end, this helped me much more than it helped him. I noticed just how serious I had been taking my life recently and that I needed to let that go. It was just fulfilling notions of an identity that I put in my brain. There's a certain beauty in allowing yourself to experience old headspaces or experiences with new lenses. This appreciation is unachievable from the child's perspective because they are ignorant. It is only after experiencing both childhood wonder and the reality of adulthood that you can appreciate moments of childhood wonder. In the same way, I imagine I can't fully appreciate this stage of emerging adulthood until I am an old man reflecting on how little I know right now. So that's what I wrote. And, I just want to talk about some more implications about this. I find in general, people tend to romanticize the past, and think that because they felt a certain emotion in that time, that it is a wholeheartedly good thing, or that we need to revert back to those times or that stage in life. And I think so often as humans we forget the bad. We remember the good things, because those are the special moments. We forget all the mundane and boring things in between. I mean, literally, you couldn't take care of yourself as a kid. Like, you would have died. And I feel like it's just a lot of wishful thinking and ignorance to how much you have grown and are developed as a human, and how much you never really lose that self of you if you look deep enough, and you just gain at the end. I find people do this with all types of things, whether it's generations saying we were the last good generation, or making fun of younger generations, or I always see people talking about how we need to go back to the Paleolithic era, or being in tribes, and how life was much simpler then. And while I think all these people point out problems that I wholeheartedly agree with, that we need to change in society, I feel like they totally are throwing the baby out with the bathwater and are missing how many amazing things we are experiencing right now. I mean, I'm talking into a camera. I talk to my grandma on FaceTime whenever I want. I can go to the grocery store and just eat food. And while that's on the backs of a lot of unfortunate people, a lot of times, I there's a lot. I think there's a lack of understanding of just how technology develops, and we need to stop using other people for our own gain. But it's just with the development of technology, there's going to be advancements that better society and humanity. And while it'll bring a host of new problems, I think we need to look at the good things and try to keep those too, because we have modern day technology. Babies are born so much more effectively. We have medicine. We've cured so many diseases. And yeah, I hope we can remember that when we're talking about the problems of modern day society as well. I feel like another problem that I see in modern culture is a lot of people don't go through these stages, these natural stages, and we're so easily distracted, and we have so much hedonistic possibilities at our fingertips. We can all go on our smartphones and just watch YouTube, or just be entertained to death on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like this stints a lot of growth and maturity. And I think if someone doesn't let themselves go through these stages, this childhood stage, or this emerging adult stage, or adulthood, I think it leads to a lot of repression and anxiety and depression, because you're holding on to something that isn't there anymore. And it leads to this constant state of longing and desiring something that is not. And I think that's only going to bring negative emotions. Yeah, tell me what you think. And like I said, if you are feeling this way, just let yourself feel the emotions. That's the best way that I've dealt with it. And it's good to cry, and it's good to feel those things, and then you can appreciate how much those moments meant to you. And yeah, I feel like it helps you get back into those headspaces and moments if you allow yourself. Have a good day, and see you tomorrow.